What's up, guys? I'm True.
And I'm Bouquet, and we're back for another video. Today, what are we talking about?
Today we're gonna let y'all know a little bit about our beautiful, luscious hair.
Yes, our loc journey. Yeah, so we're gonna let her start off. She has these beautiful, gorgeous locks. Look at her, Rapunzel, Rapunzel.
Yeah, so a lot of people, the first thing they ask is that really your hair? That's probably the most common question I get. Yes, this is all my hair. I have not put any extensions in my hair. The only way this wouldn't be all my hair is if I counted the hairs that fell out, the shedded hairs. In that case, this is most of my hair, and all the rest of my hair is probably in the trash or in the drain. The second most common question I get is how long have I been growing my hair? Which is a hard question because I have never cut my hair, so I've been growing my hair all my life, but I've been locked for 13 years, I think. Has it been 13 years?
I think 13 or 14.
13 or 14 years. And the reason why I asked him is because, ironically, we have the same lock anniversary month. So we locked our hair in the same month, even though we didn't know each other. That's just another, what is it? What's it called?
Just a coincidence, an omen.
Yeah, basically.
And what's that month? That month for me it's November.
It's November for me too because my birthday is in November, and I remember getting my hair locked for my birthday.
And my birthday is in December, but there was just a time where my godmother was tired of braiding my hair. My mother didn't braid my hair. My godmother braided my hair, and she got tired of doing it, and I kind of got tired of doing it. Braids lasted me about a week or two, and locks is a lot of maintenance, especially when you first start off, but sometimes locks can last a little longer than braids, so I decided to go with the locks, and that was the November right before my birthday.
So that was the reason why you got them?
The reason why I got them, that was partially the reason. One, I always had hair. I probably cut my hair maybe 2 or 3 times. My mother used to keep my hair cut until I was like 7. After 7, I started growing my hair regular, and then I moved with my grandmother for like 1 year, and she wasn't gonna do my hair, so she made me cut it. But then, like, we moved to Atlanta, and I haven't cut my hair since I was about like 6 or 7, and one, it was basically that, and also, I don't know, pop culture. I used to see other people like with locks and stuff like that, and it inspired me to get locks. But mainly the fact of maintenance and a couple of my idols. I'm not gonna lie, Lil Wayne kind of influenced me to get the locks as well.
I was just gonna ask, who are a few people that influenced you to get locks?
Definitely Lil Wayne. He probably is the most influential. My brother also had locks. I wouldn't say he influenced me because I was always the one known for hair, but he got locks, and then I got locks. Also, I used to, even before I listened to Bob Marley, a big thing, even before I smoked or anything, people used to wear the Bob Marley book bags, chains, and shirts. And so it was just cool to always see like his hair and the Jamaican colors and stuff like that. So I didn't even know his music, but I just knew his face and who he was, and I thought that was cool. So I would say Lil Wayne, Bob Marley is what inspired me, and also Static Shock, the cartoon. Who inspires you?
Well, first of all, I got locks because I'm very, very tender-headed. And as a girl, you don't really have the option to keep cutting your hair. Not really, like, especially back when I was younger, it was like really rare for girls to have like really short haircuts all the time, especially little black girls. You never see a little black girl with an afro like willingly, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like she can have long hair, but she don't. So that was like my top reason. Like anytime anybody asks me why I got locks, and I don't want to go into like depth about it, I always just say because I'm tender-headed, and I'm still tender-headed to this day. But my mom used to get my hair braided because my mom don't know how to braid supposedly, but I think my mom knows how to braid. I think like I have like a vague memory in my mind of her braiding my hair, but she used to get my hair braided and it used to hurt so bad. Like being tender-headed mixed with somebody doing your hair that's heavy-handed is the worst mix ever. So I was just tired of it. And I used to be a cheerleader, so I used to have to get my hair done all the time. So one year, I was like, I kept telling my mom I want locks. And right after our competition, I locked up. I had got my hair done the day before the competition, and then the day after the competition, I got my hair locked. And I was so thankful because it just felt so, like, it felt so freeing. Even though it took a long time, I remember that. And it was a lot of work because my hair was so long. So she had to blow dry it. And she had to just keep going through the comb, coiling it. But people that inspired me to get locks, one, my mom. My mom has locks. She's had locks for a long, long time. She's had locks and she cut them off. She's dyed them. Like that was like a top reason, because I'm like, you don't have to go through what I go through. You don't have to get your hair combed all the time. There's no way you can understand how I feel. So she has locks, and so she gave me like a lot of inspiration. My auntie had locks. My grandma, well, my auntie still has locks, and she has like, she's made her mind up that she doesn't want anything other than locks. Her hair is about this long, like excluding this part. It's about this long, and she likes it that length. Anytime it get longer, she cuts it back up to that length. She has the front part dyed, so like this area right here, all of these locks, she have them dyed. Like the roots are still black, and then it goes to like dark brown all the way down to blonde. It looks really nice, and she keeps it up. And she likes to get her hair styled and stuff. My grandma had locks. They were really skinny, like, let me see.
Sister locks?
It was just like this skinny. So kind of, you would call it like micro. Either micro or standard size.
That's the length of some of my locks.
This length?
No.
Oh, you mean
size?
Yeah.
And I started combining them.
Yeah, we're gonna tell y'all about his combinations in a minute. But let me finish. My great auntie has locks too, and she just keep getting locks, and then she cuts her. She's I don't want to call her a dyke.
We won't talk about her sexual preference, but
I do want to let them know, like, she's more masculine. I'm gonna say that. So she's masculine, so she doesn't care if she has a bald head. So sometimes, like, she used to get locks, like little locks, and then she just used to like forget it. She used to shave her head off and just start over and get locks again. And then like, so she probably has had locks about 5 times, and she just like decided that she was gonna keep them. I don't know how long she's gonna keep them, but is that everybody? My grandma don't have locks no more. She shaved her head off. I think she said she was getting some thinning, like she's getting kind of old, so she's getting a bald spot.
Yeah, so let's talk about starting off. how was it first starting off? For me, when I first started off, I remember the process of getting my hair locked. I used to get my hair braided so much, so it wasn't much different, but it was a long process. It was probably my first time, or first time I could really remember sitting on a dryer, putting clips in my head and stuff like that. So it was kind of like the same process of getting your hair braided or something like that, but just a different process. And basically, I couldn't wash my hair for a whole year, a really, really long time. So I got it locked, and she instructed me, do not wash your hair. Like, we'll have to start all over, it'll lose form. So I went a long time without washing my hair, and then I got to the phase where I was just twisting them a lot. But I always had hair, so I didn't have to start off with those little beady beads and stuff like that. My hair was always really long, so at the time I kind of had like the ludicrous afro. So when I first got my hair braided, it was like I said braided lock. It was at my shoulder, but still I would twist the roots, and that's good for, you know, like manipulating the lock, because you still got to get it to lock. So I used to twist it, play with it a lot. And one thing that really sucked, my godmother, she always lived kind of far away. I live in Decatur. I always lived in Decatur, and she lived like on the north side, kind of like Gwinnett area, and then like she would move further and further and further away. So I would normally go like every weekend, every 2 weeks or something like that, get them retwisted. And then as she moved further away, like she wasn't able to do them anymore. So I had to go through a phase where I was trying to retwist my own hair, and I really sucked at it. But like sometimes with those locks, like it'll turn into an afro. So a lot of times I was walking around with half locks, half afro. And so I used to, you know, I hated it. I hated going to school like that. But I kind of learned how to twist, and eventually, like, I found more people to restyle and retwist my locks.
So I don't know if you guys know, but I do locks. I've been retwisting locks, other people's locks, not just ours, for about over 5 years now.
She's great at it.
So please don't twist your hair how he was saying, y'all. Yeah, it does manipulate your hair to twist. Like if you do it like this and you twist it like that, like yeah, you get extra hairs around, but doing that too much can cause some damage. Okay, I'm just letting y'all know. But when I started my locks off, I remember getting bullied.
How you got bullied?
People didn't like my hair.
Oh, that's sad. It's a good thing for boys. Like when I got the locks, people was like, "Oh man, that's cool." What?
Yeah, they used to think that I was a little boy. And the craziest part about it is like the worst like criticism you get be from your own family. Like I literally had to cut some of my family off because of how they treated me with my hair. Like when I first started off, of course you have to go through the phase when the budding phase.
I call it the ugly phase.
What you call the ugly phase is not the ugly phase though. The ugly phase is when your hair don't have no drop.
What I call the ugly phase is until it officially locked. Even if it don't got dropped, sometimes people with short locks that's actually locked, hair be fire. You know, sometimes people have like, to me it be like, I feel like everybody, that's one thing with locks, like 10 different people could have locks, but 10 different people could wear their hair in styles to the point where they all have originality. I feel like sometimes as long as your hair is locked, like really locked and not just like, you know, half locked, and then I had straight hair, so some of my locks was locked and some of them was just like just matted to, just was like formed together, but it was still like an afro kind of. As long as your hair locked, I think, and you got some style, you got some sauce, I think it's fine.
They also told me not to wash my hair for a year, so I remember not washing my hair for about 6 months. But like doing locks now, I feel like that was it was kind of preventive, and it was like, I won't say lazy, but it was not really thought out, because you can wash your hair when you have starter locks. You just need to get maintenance like soon thereafter, or like right after, or anytime you wash your hair, let your stylist wash your hair so that you can get it maintenance afterwards. Because if you wash your hair and then you just wash it and you don't maintain it afterwards, then that's when it'll lose its form and stuff like that. So when I start people's locks off, I tell them, you can wash your hair, but come and get your hair done soon after. Or every time I do somebody's hair, of course I wash it. I'm not about to retwist any dirty hair, so that wouldn't even make sense. Nobody can go a year without washing their hair. It's just not good. I don't know why back in the day they used to tell us to do that.
I mean, she's a stylist, so it's different when you could wash your own hair and then retwist it yourself. But when you're a different person, and let's say if you're not, like, sometimes locks can be expensive. Like, you don't have to get them done like often, but like when you get them professionally done, lock, style, wash, retwist and all that, it can be expensive. So say if you don't want to spend that money consistently, then you may have to go that year, 6 months, or a long time without washing them. But if you set up a budget and you're preparing for it, then that's when you can, okay, I can wash my hair because my stylist is gonna wash it, or I'm gonna get it retwist right after. But for money purposes, or just some people just really want like those natural wig locks and just don't want to get their hair retwist or washed. So it's all up to you, but she is right. You can wash your hair, but sometimes it's situational as well.
I actually disagree with you. I feel like locks is probably the cheapest hairstyle there is, because when you have an afro and you do natural styles, you do twist outs, you paying $20 for conditioners, the leave-in conditioners, all the stuff that, like, people that be just doing twists, they don't just use like anything. They have to put a lot of stuff in their hair to keep it moisturized. People that wear weaves, woo,
Oh yeah.
weaves are expensive, especially nowadays. People spend almost $500 getting their hair done.
One time.
And they do it like once a month. So from once a month for us, the most anybody come to me and spend is probably $150. Okay, so $150 versus $500 a month. You're gonna have to get an extra job if you want some weave. Okay, you're gonna have to spend that whole stimulus check. But yeah. So after I got locked, my hair was about a bob, and I used to wear them in little pigtails, top like this. But my grandmother, my father's mother, used to always tell me I need to comb my hair out and get a perm. Like, distinctively, I remember that. She used to always say, you need to get a perm, you need to comb it out and get a perm. And she used to have really short hair, like a short pixie cut. And she used to always like, y'all know the Holly Berry cut. They cut it real short and they perm it and then they heat pressed it. Like, it was just so much. The most I ever had done to my hair was, I had my hair pressed out with hot comb before, and I've had my hair braided with weave before before I got locks, of course. And the only reason I got weave put in my hair is because my mom was taking us on a cruise and my hair was gonna be getting wet a whole bunch of times. And that's the only reason why. Other than that, I've never had weave in my hair. I've never had a perm before, ever in my life.
I've had a perm. I had 2 perms actually. It was my godmother once again. I had like, I have really thick hair. It's not really nappy. It's just thick. So she wanted me to get the perm to thin it out.
Was it a perm or S curl?
I don't know what it
or
was.
Or a relaxer?
I don't know what it was. I know it was. I seen my sister get a perm, and it was that white stuff, and it had that smell, and then it burned.
Yeah, it's not even supposed to burn.
It burned. Well, it was kind of. It didn't burn. It was like an itchy feeling or like an irritating feeling in my head.
Over your whole head?
Over my everywhere where it was.
Did you scratch before you got it?
She told me not to scratch before I got it. So I didn't scratch before I got it.
That crap is dangerous, y'all.
And so I got that like 2 times. She did it twice. But yeah, I didn't like that at all.
She did it twice at the same time, or like she did a follow-up?
Like she did it a few months later, like once it started to wear off.
It don't wear off.
It wore off.
It grew out.
It grew out.
One thing about a perm, it's permanent.
Okay.
Like, if you perm this part of your hair and then it grows, this part will be curly. Like, that's why people do those big chops. You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
A big chop is when the perm grows out, so they'll have they'll show where the perm is. So they'll do their hair like this, and it'll be curly. Then you can see the perm will be right here, be stringy and straight. They cut that part off, and their hair be all luscious.
Yeah, I didn't like that perm at all. But she said that was the only way she gonna be able to continue to do my hair, so I got that perm. She used to do my hair for free. She was. Shout out to my godmama Miriam.
She was braiding it?
Yeah, braiding it. She was fire braiding. My mother she only do straight backs. So.
Cornrows?
Cornrows. I thought it all called cornrows.
No, cornrows is when it's like plaits, but connected to the scalp going backwards.
Yeah.
And they can go zigzags too.
Yeah. She used to do the zigzags, but sometimes she'll style me up, put the plaits in the back, or put the twist in the back, and I have half braided, and then she was fine. She used to hit me with that sauce, but yeah, and then I locked it up. But yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I did get a perm.
I think, where was I?
You said something about you.
Oh yeah, my family, my starter locks. I'm still on my starter lock story. So, oh, okay. So yeah, I wanted to tell y'all. So, when I was at school, kids used to make fun of me. And I don't remember what they used to say because it was so long ago. But I do remember that I went into a depression and I wanted to take my hair out. So I combed my locks out, but I didn't make it very far. That crap takes a long time. It is possible, you guys. It is possible to comb your hair out. I combed out the front part.
Will it fall out, some of it? Will it be that long?
I don't know. I didn't press it out. But, when you comb it out, the hair that would have shedded, it comes out. So it's not, pulled out. But you can tell which parts I took out because they're shorter. You can see them. Here go one. Not that one because I cut down one. Here go one. Here go one.
That sucks. Y'all stop the bullying out there, man.
Y'all see that?
Now everybody love her hair. They want to be like her and get the fake locks.
So yeah, so these are the ones I took out right in the front, and then I realized that this was gonna take me weeks, and then I just put them back in, and I've been locked ever since. I never got to the back. I never took them fully out. I have over 200 locks, so that would have took forever. It took me about a day to take out those, probably 5. And that's why my front is not as uniform as the rest, because I was about 12 years old parting my hair back and locking it back up. So let's talk about this man combining his locks, y'all.
All right, so how many locks you think you got?
Me?
2.
200. But wait, let me tell them about the different sciences behind combining. So there are a few different ways to combine hair. You can combine hair with extra hair, like afro hair, and you can like wrap it around. Like for instance, you can get 2 of these locks, put extra hair around them, and then lock it together with a crochet needle. Or you can comb these locks out and then crochet the extra hairs together with a crochet needle. Or you could just twist them at the top, combine them like that, and then let them grow out. Okay? So I have about 200 locks. You can see.
I have about 200 locks.
No.
Not anymore, but I did have about 200 locks.
No.
Yes, I did.
You had way more locks than me.
I thought you was trying to say I didn't have 200 locks.
You did.
I have 200 plus locks.
He had about 400 locks.
No, I've never had that many. I don't know.
You gonna tell me?
You gonna tell me it's my hair that I had my whole life? How you
I
gonna
did
tell
them.
me?
I
But
did
you
them.
didn't count. That don't mean nothing.
You could tell how many locks somebody has by the size of them.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
How can you tell me?
Cause it's my head.
Did you count them?
I counted them before and I stopped at like 200, but I was almost done with my head when I got to 200. Like it could have been more than 50 more.
All right.
I was at a party, a really boring party, like in high school, and then like me and like 2 my other homies was there. They was like they had more locks than me. I was like, no, you don't. I got more locks than you, and my locks longer. And then we started counting, and then once I got the highest number was 198. Once I got past like once I got like the 120, like 220, I was like, y'all see I beat y'all, and I stopped counting.
So that means you got about 270 locks.
Yeah.
Probably 300. Cause when I got to 200, I stopped.
Yeah, so I don't think I have 300 locks, but I'm gonna tell them. So she bought this crochet needle. She has a few crochet needles, but she bought this silver one, right? And she taught me how to do it.
I'm gonna see if I can show him.
And he's up. Our kiddo is up. Y'all get to see Little Ocean. But yeah, so she bought this silver crochet needle. She's gonna go get it along with our kid.
I'm getting him.
Okay. And I got this crochet needle and I just started going ham on my hair. Like just putting them all together, like, because my hair is really, really long. Like my hair is probably like past my waist. And sometimes I sit on it, I slam it in car doors, I roll it up in windows, and when I'm in places like nasty places like bathrooms and stuff like that, I'm really like a germaphobe, so I don't like my hair touching all type of stuff. So like I always have to hold it while I'm using the bathroom, and that's why I got it in this style now, because it's easier to maintain. Yeah, but when she got that needle, man, I started going crazy with it. Like at first I started combining like 1 or 2 locks. Like I would combine like 2 thin locks together, because a lot of times your locks are different sizes. Sometimes you have like thick locks, like, and that's another thing. Like I have specific locks in my head. I wish my hair was out, I could show y'all. Like I have one right here that's like really thick. I have a little baby lock in the back where it's probably, I recently started it about 2 years ago. It's probably about this long now. But yeah, so I started combining all these locks together. I started with 2, and then it was really fun, man. But I got a little carried away, and she's gonna tell you guys, I got a little carried away, so I started combining 2 locks, and then 3 locks, and then 4 locks, and then it got a little crazy. So in my head, my hair is like so many different sizes. Some of them are like thin, some of them are like really, really thick. And her main issue with it is my hair is so long, like my hair goes like way out here. So imagine like sewing or crocheting something together. I literally have to crochet it from the root all the way like out. So like eventually once I start getting to the end, like my hair is like way out here. Like eventually once I start getting to the end, it gets really, really difficult to like continue doing that. And then so I'll be like, well, at least I got like a foundation for that one. So since I got a foundation for that one, I'm gonna just move on to the next one. And then I will move on to the next one, start that one up. I like to get, you know, probably about 6 to 10 inches. And then I would just, okay, let me move on to the next one. And I did that a lot of times, and now my hair is just like
doing its own thing.
But that's what I want though. I kind of want like pirate locks, what I call pirate locks. Like her mom got 5 locks too. Like
my mama locks got organization.
Never mind all that. But what I'm saying is her mom locks has a thickness. Like her hair is thicker than mine. Like some of my locks are about this size, some of them are thinner. But I want my locks to be thick. Like really, really thick. And that's what I was trying to go for. So even though I'm only combining, even though like it's best to combine 2, I want like 4 and 5 and 6 of them combined at a time. So yeah, that's what I was doing.
And I was like, okay, we can get 6 of them combined, but we need to start with 2 so that we could at least finish it. Because when you do it, you have to, like the way we was doing it, you start at the top and you go all the way to the bottom so it looks like one uniform lock. This man braided it and then started to, like
That's different though. I braided it before I knew about this crochet needling device. Like,
okay.
So a lot of them, I knew I'd been wanting to combine them. So I was just thinking like, I'm just gonna braid them and eventually over time they would combine themselves. But then she got this needle and then I was like, I don't even need to do that. I could just use the needle. But a portion of the braid was already like locking up. So some of them look a little crazy.
Y'all, so some of them are braided and then grown out into a thick lock. But some of them, he started combining them in the middle. So it's like, at the top, it was like 3 different locks. And then in the middle, they just combined into one lock. And then they split again.
It wasn't like that though. Like, this is how it is. Like, sometimes, like, before I met her, I had inconsistent stylists. So sometimes, like, it would come out really nice. Sometimes it wouldn't. And then I don't want to pay for something I didn't like. But, you know, once you spend your time, I just be like, whatever. But, like, and then, like, I was telling y'all, I started to learn how to lock my own hair. I can lock my own hair. I can retwist it. But I'm not really good at it. But it be neat, though. What you say? Something I can get it neat, right?
Yeah, it's just his technique is kind of damaging.
But it still looks neat. You know, like, I could redo it and then it'd be, like, really fresh. And so, like, when I would retwist my hair, I would, like, retwist the ones that's really close at the root. So a lot of them ones, like, when I would combine them, like, at the end, it might be 4 or 5 locks. Like, I have a big one that I combine what she's talking about. I only did that, like, once or twice, guys. So I have a big one over here that I just went crazy with the needle. Like, once I was successful with it, I got carried away. And then, yeah, I combined it. And so at the end, it's like 5 locks. But in the middle, it's combined. But at the root, it's only like 2 locks. Because, like, when I would retwist them, I would retwist those roots together. And so the roots locked. And then, like, since they was neighbors, I was like, I want all these together eventually anyway. And that's basically what happened. But, yeah, so, you know, learn from my mistakes. My hair is still pretty cool.
Learn from his mistakes and get advice before you do what you're doing. Because
man, don't give me no
locks
cool
are
tool.
locks are locked.
Don't give me such a cool tool and give me all that power.
I told him how to use it, and this man did what he wanted to do.
Man, I did what I wanted to do.
Ocean, your daddy did what he wanted to do.
Man, I'm gonna do it to him too.
I wish you would.
I'm gonna do it to him too.
I wish you would. Oh, let me check my bill.
I'm gonna do it to him too. Just you watch. She'll come home. We gonna have one lock.
I'm gonna come home belt in hand, y'all.
Don't whoop your son.
I'm gonna whoop you.
You ain't whooping me.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all want to know if we're gonna give little Ocean some locks. You want locks, baby? You doing some crazy stuff. Yeah. Eventually, we do want him to get some locks, but we're not gonna force him to get locks.
It's gotta be his decision.
Yeah, like we'll ask him if he want locks. I'm pretty sure he'll want locks because we have locks. I wanted locks because my mom had locks, but I'm not gonna force him to get locks. So that means he won't have locks until he can make decisions for himself. He will be getting braids and stuff. Of course I know how to braid, so I won't be cutting his hair or anything of the nature until he tells me, "Mommy, I want a haircut," or "Mommy, I want locks." Then we'll get that done. But until he can make decisions for himself, he'll be getting his hair braided. He won't be wearing any ponytails.
I wore a ponytail a few times though.
But that's because your mama didn't do hair.
They used to hate on me at school, man. Like, I never realized when I was a kid, but like we're racist to our own selves. Like I'm gonna tell you, at Bethune Middle School on Covington Highway, I remember they used to tell me, like, it was days where, like, weekends where I would expect to go to my godmother's house for her to do my hair, and you know, and the plan wouldn't fall through. And I would go to school with an afro because I already took my hair out expecting to get it braided. The plan didn't fall through. So I would have this big old afro and I would go to school with the afro and all my friends would think it was so cool. I remember Ludacris had this video that stand up, when I move, you move. And then like in that video he had, it was on CGI, but he had this big old afro. And then like my hair was really long. So I would go to school with that big afro, and then like teachers and administrators would tell me your hair is a distraction to the rest of the students. And then they would tell me I couldn't come back to school with my hair like that. They would tell me like you have to get it braided, you have to put it in a ponytail, you gotta do something with it, like. And so like we destructive to our own selves. Like they would rather for me to cut my hair and not have hair just because I'm a distraction. And there was no distraction. Like kids would make comments here and there, and then that would be the end of it. It's just, I guess, was an eyesore to them. And as a kid, like I used to just be like, you know, they're the adults, they make the rules. I didn't realize like how you know, like how they was discriminating against me, and how they were
predatory,
how they were being prejudiced towards me and belittling me. But now, like, if that ever happened to my child is gonna be homeschooled anyway, so that'll never happen. And I would never let someone try to, you know, like put them in a box like that or try to make them feel bad about loving themselves and embracing themselves.
We will pipe.
Yeah, feel me? Don't talk about my kid. Like, that's one thing. Keep your opinions to yourself. So, and man, I feel another reason why I wanted to have hair, like I always liked hair. Like it literally comes out of you. It's natural. Like no knock on anyone with haircuts. Haircuts are cool. You know, like it's some really fine barbers out there that could really, like, that are really symmetrical and they know angles and stuff like that, and they give you them good, you know, hair like parts and cuts and stuff like that. But for me, hair was always like really cool. Like I like the texture of my hair. It felt like a crown. It gave me confidence. It gave me strength. I always got compliments on my hair. People,
and he always got the hoes.
I didn't want to say it.
Them hoes was like, ooh, can I play in your hair?
And I was like, yeah, but not no more. But yeah, like women love the hair, and but I hate like a lot of like older men will tell you why you wear your hair, like men shouldn't have hair. And I remember when I used to have to ride the MARTA bus, some old lady would tell me like you know, in the Bible it says men shouldn't have hair, and then I had to show her in the Bible where it says Jesus literally had dreads. And then she felt so stupid. Like once you start educating people and like showing them proof and like showing them like our ancestors, a lot of tribes in Africa had locks, and then they would like relock their hair before wars to keep themselves calm, patient. Like it was like a technique. Like, okay, like they would even lock each other hair. Like, you lock my hair, I'ma lock your hair before we go kill people tomorrow, to keep us calm, to keep us focused, to keep us relaxed. And
That's where the name dreads came from, because soldiers and samurais and Pootie Baby and other warriors, they used to have locks. And that's one of the things that people could identify them with, and they called them dreads because the people with locks would bring dread up on people because they used to be warriors.
They was great warriors, and they brought that fear, that pain, that death.
You trying to get up out of here?
So they dreaded encountering these people, and that's where it actually comes from. So, like, oops, he spit up.
Spit up on my shirt.
He spit up. But yeah, so like this here is our history, and it's us. So and I feel like it's a really cool thing. Like I just want to see a whole society of people with locks. Like that's one thing. And I'm actually writing a short story, kind of like a book. I need to finish it up, but a lot of people in my society have locks and different forms of locks, and they all mean something different and stuff like that. But yeah, so as a kid, I just thought about that. I was discriminated against as well, but not even with the locks, but just with natural hair, afros, and whenever my hair wasn't braided, I used to get the 3rd degree from like black people. I've never went to a white school, so this happened to me by black people. And you know, I don't know what the reason was. You know, one of my administrators, I remember
Self-hate, that's what it is.
It was self-hate, and I remember him. His name was Mr. McNeely. He was gay and he was bald head. Yeah, man, I despised that man. Like I hated him. And then one time he actually tried to touch my hair, and I turned up. I remember that. I was like, nah, you're not gonna put my hair in a ponytail. I'm just gonna go home. Like, I didn't want nobody. I always told people they couldn't touch my hair unless I invite you into touching my hair. You can't touch my hair, and I never allowed a man to touch my hair. Like women would only be allowed to touch my hair, and only if I say you can. If you violate me, I remember it was a phase in my life where I was really immature, and if you would touch my hair and I felt my hair was really personal, I would violate you and I would touch you somewhere you wouldn't want to be touched. And I just felt like I'm serious. She's looking at me crazy, but I just felt like people need to understand that and it was complete strangers. I felt like you need to understand that you just can't go around violating and touching people and doing what you want to do. So yeah, I would. I'm not proud of it, but like during my younger days, I was a little wild, I was a little reckless, and if you come up on me trying to touch my hair, there's no telling what I would touch of yours. So what else? are we gonna add? That's pretty much it. That's our lock journey. Come on in here. And in conclusion, I support the locks, man. Go get you some locks, get you some styles, man. You should have seen me a couple days ago when these things was nice and fresh. You know, we're gonna upload a lock tutorial video where y'all get to watch her do my locks.
And go watch our True cuts and combos video. You can see him getting lined up.
Oh yeah.
His hair looking more fresh.
Oh yeah, check me out. She does the locks, the cuts and everything. I have such a talented, beautiful wife right here, man. I love my family. But yes, man, go check out our videos, like, subscribe.
And comment if you can. Tell us if y'all like this video and what we should have added. Leave us any advice that you think we should, you know what I'm saying, consider. And thanks for watching.
And also, any future videos you would like for us to make, comment below. Send us a message. Peace.
Peace.